Welcome back, everybody, to Rapid Fire. It is the divisional round is over. It is time to talk Buffalo. Time to get rid of everybody and start over. We don't know. We're going to talk who do you trust more, Love or Stroud? We're going to talk a little quarterbacks of the 2020 draft class. Who will be the first to hoist the trophy? Baker Mayfield, what happens with him? We'll talk about that and more, obviously. Fernando Ramirez, Gilbert Manzano, the voice of Vic, the producer. Vic, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me once again, guys. And we've now entered the championship week. So here we go. We're going to start it off with the last thing we saw on Sunday night was Josh Allen once again losing to Mahomes. So, guys, last week we had Fernando win. So you're up first. What do you want to do here, Fernando?
I defer.
You defer. All right. All right. All right, Jair Alexander. Is it time for the Buffalo Bills to blow things up and start over with Josh Allen?
Gilbert, is it time to move on in Buffalo?
I don't know about blowing up, but you definitely need some big changes. And I guess, okay, I'll say it. You let me know if it's a blow up. Get rid of Sean McDermott. I think it's time. He can't get over that wall. And I get it. Before he got there, the Bills stunk. They were horrible for about 20 years or whatever the last time they went to that Super Bowl, when the last 4 consecutive. I can't believe they did that. And I was like 4 years old when that happened. But I still can't believe it. But he did a lot of good things. But they're at this point where like they can't get over that divisional round. They went to the championship game one time, but they keep going backwards. They're just stuck. And then my second point, get rid of Stefon Diggs. I don't know if you can get out of that contract. I don't think you can even cut him because you're going to eat a lot of dead money. You can't even take that on. Find the trade partner. His brother, Trevon Diggs, might need a number 2 behind CeeDee Lamb. So those two got to go. I'm okay with everything else. Actually, also maybe Von Miller, but I don't know. Can they get out of that contract? I don't know either. But okay, 3 guys: Von Miller, Stefon Diggs, and Sean McDermott. After I'll give you more analysis, and you tell me if that was a blow up or not, Fernando. But Diggs did not produce on the field. There was an awkward kind of thing that occurred in the training camp where he disappeared. Nobody knew where he was. I don't think he wants to be there. And then he's not even talking to the media. It's been a few weeks now. Then he didn't try to get him involved in the game against the Chiefs. He drops a pass. It was right there for you, Diggs. What else do you want? And I think for Josh Allen's mindset on the field and for the scheme, if Joe Brady comes back, I kind of like him. They want to be conservative. They want to run the football, protect Josh Allen, protect the football, Josh Allen. But it's always something in his ear. It's like, like the devil and the angel. And it's like, go deep, Josh Allen. And he goes deep and it never goes well. So maybe play with Kincaid, James Cook, Khalil Shakir, go draft a wide receiver, move on. Is that a blow up, Fernando?
It is, but you do need to do it. You need Sean McDermott gone. It's just a lot of stuff that they always do so well for 3 quarters, and it's like in that 4th quarter they get it in their own heads and they go away from what has gotten them there, and you always need that extra push. They haven't gotten there. I told you, I don't think McDermott's that guy, but listen to this. Off-season free agents, Gabriel Davis, they missed him on Sunday. He didn't play. Micah Hyde, Leonard Floyd, Tyler Dodson, Dane Jackson, AJ Penesa, Taylor Rapp. There's guys in there, Jordan Phillips. There's guys in there that do a lot for their team that it sounds like they're not going to be there much longer, and they're in cap hell. So yeah, I think that they need to do that. I think they need to move off of one of those contracts. They need to cut either. I know you're going to have to eat the money, either Von Miller or Stefon Diggs. You're going to have to try and trade another one. I just think it's going to be way too hard to do that. But I know they're going to have to restructure a lot of those contracts as well. But I just think that Stefon Diggs needs to move on to another team. I think I don't think either Von Miller nor Stefon Diggs should be in that team. I think both of them need to be gone, but I think you need to restructure one and then trade them and then cut the other one. But I do think that they need to blow up. I think they need to change a lot of different things. But I'm with you. I think they need to draft well. Obviously the Houston Texans have shown you, other teams have shown you, like the Steelers, you can draft lower tier receivers and you can develop them and they turn out to be good receivers. Just start doing that. But they need to do something because it clearly has not worked for the last 4 years. And it sucks because you saw that picture of Stefon Diggs a couple of years ago in the AFC Championship where the Chiefs are celebrating, and you're thinking, okay, here it is. They're going to have a chance here. Nope, they didn't. They had a chance. They couldn't come through. It's time. You need to get everybody, you need to get moving. You need to get things changing. And I think what you change first is Sean McDermott. But yeah, no, you definitely need to change things up because clearly what you've been doing the last few years hasn't worked. And you already got rid of Ken Dorsey. You already got rid of Leslie Frazier. There's nobody else to look at. It's you and only you.
Yeah, I'm with you guys on both of your guys' points. It's time to do something different because it hasn't worked for the last 3 seasons. And I mean, I forgot today that the Bills were the ones responsible for the Chiefs drafting Mahomes. They're the ones that traded back to allow the Chiefs to draft Mahomes. So
Yep.
I'm gonna give you guys both that point because you guys both make great points in that one. So now moving on, which young quarterback that lost in the divisional round are you guys taking for the next 5 years? Jordan Love of the Packers or CJ Stroud of the Texans?
All right, Fernando, this is a good question. Jordan Love or CJ Stroud, who's better? Who do you want right now and for the next 5 years? How about that?
And that's why I deferred, Gilbert. I want CJ Stroud. Why do I want CJ Stroud? That rookie contract. And obviously, I think the kid's very talented. Tank Dell's going to come back. Obviously, you're going to get back. You're going to get Nick Collins. Is there? Nico Collins. Yeah. And you have some good pieces there. You have some good weapons there. I think that they have a chance to improve those. I think you can improve the offensive line as well. Obviously, you can improve the running back situation, but I think you have some money to play with. I think CJ's only going to grow from here. And the only thing is that I feel like you need to keep that offensive coordinator, Ben Skoronski.
Bobby Slowick.
Bobby Slowick. Why do I think
plays for the Rams?
Yeah. You're right. Sorry. Oh my God. I don't know why I was thinking the other thing, but yeah, you can't lose your offensive coordinator. You need to keep him around, and yeah, I think that CJ Stroud is in a very good position. Build from here and just keep on thanking your Lord and keep on doing your thing, and you will be a very good a good player for years to come. That's the recipe.
Yeah, didn't CJ Stroud thank the Lord and somebody clipped it out?
NBC clipped it out, and then John Harbaugh came up on Saturday, and started off with a verse from the Bible. Started his news conference like that. So yeah, exactly. So it was all like, I think John Harbaugh did that on purpose to kind of like shout out for CJ Stroud. So I was like, oh wow, that's pretty. That's I mean, we all know that because you know what's funny in that thing I was watching. I told you I was watching that All In for Harbaugh or whatever. That's the first thing that they showed, that they went to. He took the Michigan football team to the Vatican and to Rome and everything, and he met the Pope and all that stuff. So yeah, that's they are hardcore Catholics. So
look at that religion
yeah.
talk on rapid fire.
Hey,
But and then also you bought me time and I still couldn't do it, Fernando. I wanted to just be different and pick Jordan Love, but I can't. It's TJ Stroud. But you know what? I'll say some good things about Love and some things that I don't like. I don't need to say too much about CJ Stroud. He's special. He's really good, and he knows how to protect the football, and I really like that. And that's my point with Jordan Love. If he learns how to cut down the mistakes, and he did show me in the back end of his first year as a starter, but he kind of has those tendencies, kind of like Brett Favre and Josh Allen. Like when you have a big arm and you want to play hero ball, it gets you in trouble. And it cost them against the 49ers, throwing across your body to the other side of the field on first down with still a minute to go and you need a field goal. Jordan Love, that's a big mistake. And I saw that meme. I forgot who sent it to me, but the Green Goblin talking to Jordan Love and saying,
yeah,
"Oh, just throw deep." And that's more like Brett Favre, not Aaron Rodgers. So who do you want to be, Aaron Rodgers or Brett Favre? It's not a bad thing because both of them are good, but I think you should rather be Aaron Rodgers, a little more safe with the ball. So if he cuts that down, I like Jordan Love a lot. I'm a big fan of his game. Even before this season, he has all the skill set, and he learned how to play within the scheme. And I'm sure Matt LaFleur loved that because he couldn't do that with Aaron Rodgers and all the weapons in the world. And you keep saying, Fernando, get Herbert weapons. Well, they're not number ones, but they're really, really good. A bunch of number twos. So that's kind of a good sign. But it does help. and he has a good running game. Maybe beef up the offensive line a little more. But I saw him after that, after they beat, the Rams and they beat the Chargers in back-to-back weeks. This guy was, playing perfect football, a great skill set, and he was protecting the ball. But I guess the pressure got to him in a late game situation, and he kept forgetting that you don't do that when you're a quarterback.
The only quarterback we've seen that can throw across his body and still complete them, well, we've seen it a couple of times, is like Herbert's done it a couple of times where you're like, what the hell are you doing? But I mean, yeah,
They
you
didn't
just
say
don't
Patrick
do that.
Mahomes, but
Does Mahomes do that?
sometimes, but not as much as he used to. I felt like. But you're
Yeah,
right. That's why I'm like, who really does it? And I guess you could say Herbert.
with Mike, but that's a Mike Williams kind of
Yeah,
thing. Where
like you better be the right guy.
Yeah, he would do it with Tyreek Hill. That's when he would do it, like across
there
his
you go.
body.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys made it hard because the point I was going to make in terms of Jordan Love here is the fact that he's not going to lose his offensive coordinator. CJ Stroud will, because you have a defensive coordinator. Also, the Packers are the youngest team, so they're just going to keep reloading. I don't know what the Texans are going to do, especially with D'Amico Ryans. He's done a great coaching job. And so we've seen, and then also that division. I mean, you have Trevor Lawrence now in that same division. You got Anthony Richardson. I think and they're going to be in a first place schedule, as I think Fernando pointed out earlier in the day. That's also something to kind of keep in mind, where the Packers don't have to deal with that. But I'll give you that point, Gilbert. All right, guys. Next one. Who are we starting with in this one? We're starting with
me.
you, Gilbert. All right. So talking about Jordan Love, the last remaining quarterback in the playoffs from the 2020 draft class, Jordan Love was eliminated in the divisional round. Which quarterback from the 2020 draft class will be the first to win the Super Bowl? Burrow, Tua, Herbert, Hurts, or Love?
Gilbert, who will be the first quarterback from the 2020 draft class to win the Super Bowl?
If Dan was here and we were debating, I would have with a straight face said Tua Tagovailoa, and just to see to get him annoyed, like, are you serious? But I can't go with Tua. But maybe it's an obvious answer. I don't know. But Justin Herbert's still waiting for a head coach. He might get one soon, and they haven't done anything really with him there. I like what Jalen Hurts did a year ago, but they were a mess this year. And then I think maybe a little too soon for Jordan Love. They'll be in the playoffs, I feel like, again. But I'm gonna go with the guy, and maybe it's an easy answer again. But the guy I've seen him do it get far is Joe Burrow, and I honestly feel like he is that type of quarterback that when he's healthy, I don't care who's on the roster. I don't care. T. Higgins gone, whatever. He's that good. They could elevate people's game. So keep him healthy. I do have concerns about his injury past because he can't make it through a healthy training camp. That does scare me. But if Joe Burrow's on the field healthy, they're not 0-2 and playing catch up, he's a really good quarterback. So give me Joe Burrow to win the first Super Bowl from the 2020 group. But what a special group, by the way. Oh, who are you going with?
History tells me that Jordan Love will be the quarterback that wins this Super Bowl. History tells me that Jordan Love wins at least one Super Bowl.
One, and that's it.
Bart Starr, Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers, Jordan Love. So I think with the weapons, the head coach, the defense obviously needs some work. They need some pieces, but I think Jordan Love is good enough to make this work. Obviously, like I said, I think if they would have had AJ Dillon, I think this would have been a little bit of a tougher get. Like, I think that would have been that would have made things harder. But man, it's like Vic said earlier, like they have a young group and they're only going to get better. Again, I'm sorry, but I don't pay Jordan Love this offseason. I let him go into his 5th-year deal. Wow. I want to see one more year of Jordan Love. What does he have?
You're picking him to win the Super Bowl first? You don't want to even pay the guy?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Hell yeah. If he wins the Super Bowl next year, then I pay him. But no, I think it's going to be Jordan Love. I think Jordan Love wins the Super Bowl for sure. I'm very impressed with his talent, with his moxie, and with the team around him. But he just has to think his Lord and Savior first, and then he'll win the Super Bowl. But other than that, I think he's like I said, I think he's very talented, and I really think that the team, they're really building. Gutekunst is building something very special up there in Green Bay.
Yeah, I'm with you, Fernando. Just because, I mean, look at we just named the 3 of the 5 are all in the AFC, and you still have to go through Allen, Mahomes in the AFC. I'm with you. I mean, I'll take my chances with the NFC as well.
I've
So
seen Burrow beat both of those guys in the playoffs not too long ago.
yeah, and you're right, but he already got paid. He's no longer on that rookie contract. And then
Herbert's
Cincinnati, we've
2-0
seen them
against
be
Burrow.
super cheap too. Like we need
You
to
guys love
see.
to annoy me with these quarterback contracts. Just look at the freaking AFC title game when they get back to me. But okay.
All right, next one
But they
here.
went on the cheap for like they literally went on the cheap. The Ravens, a lot of their players are just like cheap, quick, like
That is true.
Kyle Van Noy, Jadeveon Clowney. But see, this is why the Ravens it has to be this year. Like they're losing Justin next offseason. That guy is going to command a lot of.
Yeah.
He's going to go to the Bears. That's where I think he's going. That nose tackle. He's going to the. That's where I see him going.
All right.
But yeah, my bad. I'm not trying to go off on a tangent, but this has to be their year. They're losing a lot of players this offseason, I think.
I'm with you there, Fernando. I agree on that one.
Hell yeah, I can't wait for this next one.
All right, we're 1-1. Should the Buccaneers sign Baker Mayfield to a long-term deal or let him walk?
Are you first, Fernando? I forgot already.
Heck yeah, I'm first.
Okay,
yeah, he
then,
is.
should the Buccaneers sign Baker Mayfield long term? And I can't wait for this one. You are right. This is a good one.
This depends. Are you able to get Mike Evans? I'm being honest. If you can keep Mike Evans, then yes. Not long term though. I'd do a 2-year contract. Just because you still don't know what you have in Baker Mayfield, but hell, what a season he had this year. I'm gonna be honest. 64% completion, 4,000 yards, 28 touchdowns, only 10 interceptions. Yes, he had some games where he had some stinkers, but I actually thought after going from Tom Brady to come to him, and he actually won a playoff game last year. Brady, I know they had some injuries and everything, but they were able to win a playoff game. They were right there with the Lions. The Lions just have some destiny, or the football gods are looking down on them or something. But yeah, no, I definitely think that if Mike Evans is able to return, and I definitely think they should bring Baker Mayfield back. Like I told you in the offseason, I thought being with Sean McVay for a bit was good. They obviously have to bring back their OC. I thought Canales.
Dave Canales, Dave Channels.
Yeah. What?
Dave Channels. Canales.
Yeah. Okay. Dave Canales. I thought he did a great job with Baker Mayfield this year. He's 32, 33 years old.
Baker?
No. Canales. How old is Canales?
I think he's like 40.
40. Okay,
36-year-old Mike McDonald. You're probably thinking about him.
Oh, that's yeah. Okay. So, and I think that's why he's thrusted himself kind of in that head coaching, like in interviews and stuff. But I definitely think that they should give him a 2-year contract. But obviously, if Mike Evans comes back, 100%. I was very impressed with Baker Mayfield this year. This is the quarterback of the Browns thought that they were drafting, and I was impressed with them, and I really think that they could do some good. Obviously, if they shore up some things on that defensive side, offensive line, and get some weapons going, but I was impressed by Baker this year.
Yeah, I agree with you, Fernando. And the key word is or I guess 2 words is long term. I think it should be short term. And going off of some of your points too, one thing that really caught my eye, or I guess my ear, was I guess there was like an interview, and Baker was saying like, yeah, when you're the number 1 pick, you're kind of, you feel like you made it. And when he got dumped by the Panthers and he left the Rams, he's looking for something new. It's like, okay, crap, I no longer have that number 1 status. I need that fire and be motivated. You pay this guy a 4 or 5 year deal. Maybe he lost that. Like, okay, cool, I'm good. You don't want that Baker. You want him to be, when he's dangerous and motivated and fired up, he plays at his best. And also part of it too, like why I wouldn't do it long term. We've seen the experience, a roller coaster, and he finally found something that kind of kept him more consistent. There were some bad stretches too earlier in the year, and for now, you were kind of getting a little worried about them making the playoffs and winning the NFC South. They got it done. But to your point, Mike Evans was a big part of that, and then Dave Canales was a big part of that. What if Canales leaves, for another head coaching job? I don't know if he'll get one, but if he leaves, that's a big part of it. Mike Evans might be out the door because they didn't pay him, and now that bill is going up high because he didn't take him before the 2023 season. There you go. So a lot needs to be in place for Baker, and then that interception at the end against the Lions. Yeah, maybe the game was over, but it's like, Baker, come on. You got to always, be steady and consistent. He's not that guy. But for stretches, he's pretty good. And he has some very, good stretches. He went on fire in that game against the Lions. I like Baker, but not for the long-term, short-term deal. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I'm with you guys. I think you have to, and I'll give the point here to Fernando just because of what he said. If you bring back the same guys, then you bring him back. Otherwise, you just kind of reset at that point. There's no reason for you to bring back Baker if you're not, looking to bring back some of those players because he's not valuable without having those guys. He needs wide receivers and good players around him to thrive. So I'm with Fernando on that one. All right, you're up to one, Fernando. Here we go. We're gonna start off with Gilbert on this next one. The Patriots and Raiders both hired former linebackers as their head coaches. Both are known as leaders of men. Will this be a trend, or will play calling coaches still be the way to go for the NFL?
Gilbert, do you think former players, man, are the way to go when it comes to making the head coaching hire? Or do you think they should go for those nerds, man?
That's a pretty good Dan Campbell. I tried doing it the other day. I think it was House of Horns, and I just botched it. So I can't do it like you, Fernando. And I also, just to get on you, Vic, a little bit, I hate the whole leader of men. They can't lead women too, or what? What the hell's going on here? Just like
Shut
Dan Campbell,
up.
shut up when you only talk to women. Whatever. Leader of
Shut
people. How
up.
about that? That's one of my pet peeves. They're good people. But it is, a trend that I'm seeing, and I like it because people get too caught up on, oh, is he the next offensive mastermind? He's good with the play calling. How about somebody who's good at all phases, special teams, defense, offense? And also, it's okay if you don't know that. Go hire an expert, and it's not a problem. Who cares if you're going to lose them into the next cycle? Who cares? If you have a good CEO, a good leader, a leader of people, how about that? Eric is going to work out and be into play. So I like it. Enough with the nerds. Dan Campbell, I was skeptical about it when he got hired, and he proved me wrong after the first year. They got it going. Now you see Antonio Pierce, Gerard Mayo got it done. So a big part of it, I hate it because it's cliches and coach speak, but if you don't know how to motivate people, you got no chance.
I'm glad you and Jamel Hill are coming around.
Why she said
I'm
that too?
Oh no, she said something way more aggressive when he was
Oh,
hired.
okay. I just want to leader of both people.
No, I'm definitely. I think the reason why I think Dan Campbell is the reason why both of these. Well, not the Patriots, because I think the Patriots already kind of knew they were going this route. I think definitely that's why the Raiders kind of went this route, because they saw kind of the success that Dan Campbell's having. But what does this mean? This means that you have to have a good defensive coordinator. They already have that in Patrick Graham. The thing is, Seattle's over there. Seattle's in there. Like, Seattle is about to have a second round of interviews. So you got to be careful with Seattle. But you have to have a good offensive coordinator as well. He has Ben Johnson. Ben Johnson's doing a very good job on the offensive side. Aaron Glenn, he's doing a good job, but there's some things that are left to be desired with some of that job. But I don't know if this is a trend that we'll see moving forward, but I do think that Dan Campbell's kind of brought a breath of fresh air, where it's a former player. He's we're gonna bite the kneecaps off of these guys, and obviously the passion. You guys saw the video after. I think teams want that. We've all seen exactly what Antonio Pierce has brought to the Raiders. I know they went 5-4, but they went into Kansas City. They made the Chiefs struggle with their quarterback only throwing for 90 yards or whatever. And then they beat down the Chargers. They had some good wins. And then you look over at what the Lions have done in the last couple of years. You have a great general manager who's drafted incredibly. You've done some very good things there. Now they're in the NFC Championship. So I think, yes, if you have a great general manager and you do some good things, then yes, I think that's the way you can build around. But that's going to be key. Can the Raiders and the Patriots, can they get good general managers in there to build this team and to build them up? That's going to be interesting. And then obviously the offensive and defensive coordinator. I think these teams are going to try it. I don't know if it's going to last, but I still think the McVay, the nerdy way, that way is still going to go. I think if Campbell wins a Super Bowl, then yes, that is the way. Everybody tries to mimic what things do, when things like that happen. But I do think that that's going to be I think nerds are still going to be the way to. My bad, not nerds. Analytics and all this other stuff. That's the way to go. But I think that hiring leaders of men are
Leaders of nerds.
Leaders of nerds. Yeah, exactly. They're gonna have to lead nerds too. But yeah, I think that's kind of be the kind of the you're gonna get a little bit of a mixture of both. But I could see the way both go, because I think both ways can work if you have good leadership all around, like Gilbert said.
Yeah, you guys are make some great points there, but because Gilbert put me out there like that, I'm gonna give him the point. He's right.
I
I
would have
need to
taken that
people.
point off for that bull crap.
That is,
What is
I
stupid?
need
Just
to
say
be
good
better
leaders.
about
Who gives a fuck what they? Sorry, sorry.
There you
Who
go.
cares what they are?
and I wanted to get this question off. So we're tied up 2-2. So here we go. We're gonna start off with Fernando here. What's
I'm
more
glad.
impressive, the Packers going from Favre, Rodgers to Love, or the Chargers going from Breeze, Rivers, and Herbert?
All right, Fernando. Which QB trio is more impressive? Going from Breeze, Rivers, Herbert, or Love, Rogers, Favre? I don't know why I did it the other way around.
In the words in the gesture of the great Bambino, I'm calling my shot. The Packers, obviously, with Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers, and Jordan Love. That's 2 Super Bowls right there. You go from Brett Favre. I know Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers didn't like each other. Who gives a crap? Brett Favre won a Super Bowl. Aaron Rodgers won a Super Bowl. Now Jordan Love is obviously the way they're building that team is on a cusp. That's going from greatness in the jersey to greatness in the jersey to greatness. Well, okay, you don't have greatness in the jersey yet, but he's showing signs of it. So the other way around, Breeze he showed it for one season, but you didn't really know until he had the Henry Rowan Gardner surgery, and then he went to the Saints and showed it. But I definitely think it was the Packers that has been the most impressive one. But yeah, that's just the way I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go because of the way those guys were able to do it, and they both came away with Super Bowls, and obviously Jordan Love. Like I said earlier, I think he's on the cusp of winning a Super Bowl, or he'll be the one that wins the Super Bowl first out of the 2020 draft class. So it'd be 3 quarterbacks, 3 Super Bowls.
All right, I'll try my hardest here to make a point for the Chargers. It's not so far fetched because, like, how do you have go from Favre and Rodgers and you only get 2 Super Bowls? Like Big Ben got 2 on his own. So Drew Brees got a Super Bowl now with the Chargers, so that's 2-1. I'll count that way. I'm trying to make points here, okay?
What the shit?
And Rivers went to the playoffs many times. So I'm not. It's not the question is like, is it for the Chargers or the Packers specifically? It's more like they got the guys. They were good. They left. Breeze is really good. Rivers is pretty good. He had his his flaws. So I'm trying to find a case for that one. I can't really get you one. And also Herbert and Jordan Love. Who would you rather have right now? Justin Herbert. So Love hasn't done crap just yet. He has a bright future, but Herbert could easily get one. I shouldn't say easily, but he could get one. And then it's 2-2 with my math there. How about that? I tried my best, guys.
Yeah, that was a good
Super Bowl
effort,
title
Gilbert.
again.
I'll give you that. But it's Fernando's taking this point and the win. You got this one, Fernando. That's 2 in a row for you. Congratulations.
Appreciate it. No, that was actually a good twist to that question, Gilbert. Good job.
Yeah,
I
it's
actually
not just
yeah.
which team got it right. It's which quarterbacks were better, and they drafted all of them, or I guess they did. They drafted all of them.
No, they did. They did. Philip, thank you. They actually drafted LT and Drew in the same draft class. So
Pretty
that's
impressive.
back when when they can draft. But yeah. But again, thank you guys so much for jumping on and listening to Rapid Fire. Don't forget to check out everything else on Compas on the Beat Network, and we're still on Chargers head coaching watch. So make sure you guys are on that same watch. We will jump on if anything crazy happens. But again, thank you guys so much. The episode drops, the Compas on the Beat episode drops on Tuesday. So make sure you guys check that out. Thank you guys so much. Peace.